We just need some information about your company, and you will be put in touch with one of our partner organizations for some one-on-one consultation. But again, Invest.Hawaii.Gov, and you can find information about our program, and my contact information is there as well if you would like any further, if you have further questions. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to turn it over to Gordon Zhang, who is the head of our Beijing office. Mahalo, Gordon.
Aloha, everybody. Nice to see you again. And for those newcomers, and well, this is our fourth webinar, and we still have a few in the making. And so we still, if you are interested in this topic, and well, we have a few others in the following months, actually. And today, our topic is marketing in China. And as you know, this is a very important subject, and every business, every service, every product needs to be marketed. And we are honored today to invite two handsome speakers to tell us, you know, what they think, what to update us the new ways, new practices doing marketing in China. And the first speaker is Mr. Ming. He is actually the owner and the managing director of two companies. One company is doing a software business, and the other company is called Wei Communications and Consulting Services Limited. This company is highly related with our topic, and the strength of the company is to provide cultural insights for clients for integrated solutions. And that includes identify, track, and capitalize on new business opportunities, which I think is very conducive for our Hawaii people to understand the Chinese market. And Mr. Ming has been a global visionary for both the development of the company and for his industry. He was actually the first certified meeting planner in mainland China, and that was years ago. So he has been very successful in helping foreign companies to do marketing in China, and also in the years to follow, his company has successfully attracted a number of foreign companies for him to be for his company to represent in the market in China. And our second speaker is Mr. Adam Lee, and he is account director of Skywalker Communications. I will speak a little bit more about Adam before he speaks. Now, first, let's welcome Mr. Ming Yue, Managing Director of Wei Communications and Consulting Services. Thank you, Mr. Ming.
Thank you, Gordon. Aloha, my name is Ming Yue. It's really my great pleasure and honor to be here with Gordon Flora, the BAD China office, and the Adam Lee team, and have this opportunity sharing with you some of my thinking about marketing in China. Actually, the information I provide today is really foundational. I should say it's foundational. Nothing sophisticated and just some entry-level common sense. So now I want to try to share my screen. Oh, it works. Good. So the topic today is the China marketing strategy. I think with our massive population and mushrooming business opportunities, China attracts a lot of foreign companies. However, China market is really evolving rapidly. So you need to continually reassess your China marketing strategies to help raise and evaluate your image and reputation of your business if you want to approach Chinese audience. So my presentation today includes two parts, simply put as the marketing rules and marketing tools in China. So let's start with the marketing rules. In spite of many marketing tricks, there are always some basic rules for conducting an effective marketing strategy. First, let's do market research. It's vital to carry out a thorough market research before investing significant time and resources to promote brands in China market. General information concerning China market is very easy to find through network, yet further marketing information need to be collected through desk research. I think government websites, local industry associations, and third-party reporters, and they are all useful materials. So before you develop a marketing strategy in China, the international risk factors should be considered, including the culture differences and the language issues, as well as the local legislation. Second is to find the right partners. The right marketing partners should not only be expert or savvy in marketing area, but also have many insights in terms of the industries. In any case, the best option to venture into Chinese market is to do it alongside a partner who specializes in marketing strategies in China and also has some international reach. Culture immersion. I think it is critically important, particularly in consumer markets, that companies take time to fully understand the needs and the preferences of local Chinese audiences, which are often influenced by China's unique cultural factors. Moreover, in order to understand the vast and complex of Chinese business landscape, you must see and experience China by yourself. In addition to first-hand knowledge of Chinese business, it may trigger your creativity so that you can develop unique approaches for your different segments in China market. The more you understand about China culture, the deeper you comprehend consumers' behavior, especially netizens' internet behavior, and something different from the United States. So for example, in China, access to Google and Facebook is forbidden by the government, and the actors that dominate the scene are other platforms such as WeChat, Weibo. Our marketplace is not Amazon, it's Jingdong, or portal like Taobao and Tmall. They are under the umbrella of Alibaba. Marketing communication, like in any other market, customer is the most important consideration when preparing your China marketing strategy of communication. Whether you are targeting local Chinese audiences or businesses, you should ensure that marketing messages are translated into Chinese and transmitted through Chinese language channels. This cannot be stressed enough. Copying a strategy that works in Hawaii, in your country, might be risky. Chinese consumers are sensitive to signs of adaptation from brands. So tradition and culture are pride and paramount to the Chinese, and it is a good move for brands to refer to China's customs. So localizing your content is essential. Since Chinese is a tonal language, you could easily turn your campaign into something humorous. So coming to the next is the marketing tools. Some major marketing tools I'd like to present today include social media marketing, content marketing, KOL marketing, crossover marketing, marketing by live platforms. Then I will conclude with the website and SOE in China. Social media marketing is inclusive of WeChat marketing, Weibo marketing, and other niche social media platforms. Actually, the mobile phone in China is preferred device, I think, to browse the internet, and consequently, we do shopping online. So the internet has reached 67% of the Chinese population until this year. That is 940 million people. out of that, this number, I think 99% of them connected to the net through our smartphones. So due to block from China's government, we won't be able to rely on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube in China. So China has its own brand of social media, just like I taught WeChat, Weibo, QQ, Youku. Now we have more than 8 million WeChat users in mainland China. Totally is 1.2 billion users, which include both mainland China and overseas WeChat accounts. So social network has become the most important way for people to obtain information in China. So Weibo and WeChat are two largest social networking platforms in China. They both exert significant impact, influence in Chinese society, and play an indispensable role in our modern life, actually in our daily life. So WeChat actually is the most powerful app in China. It is the personal messaging app, social media platform, online payment tool, online shopping place, and more. So all included in just one app. WeChat's ambition is to integrate itself into every aspect of our daily life of the customer. So it is helping them to perform different activities without leaving the app. So WeChat is a closer community. Normally, WeChat users can only see posts pushed by official accounts to which they really subscribe. So your followers on WeChat tend to be more condensed and targeted. So besides, in WeChat, our contact list are usually the people that are already known, such as relatives, friends, and our colleagues. So we tend to be a bit extra concerned regarding what we share. So therefore, contents on WeChat may not reach a massive audience, but can create a powerful word of mouth effect, referral business we can get. So this is the official WeChat account of a Polynesian Culture Center you must be familiar with. So PCC account enables visitors to looking for the information of the PCC, and also you can book the tickets and settle the payment on the web. This is the official WeChat account of the Auriga Resorts. They have more than 27 properties globally. So you can look for the information through this app for destination information as well as the resort information. Okay. Okay. Weibo actually as an open platform where even non-followers can view your Weibo posts, and the posting default setting is public. So in addition, everyone can also see the reposts, comments, or likes. So therefore, Weibo is very suitable for viral campaigns or viral contents with aim to boost brand awareness more extensively. Celebrities, famous bloggers, media office, and government departments and ordinary users, they all create and share contents on Weibo, so making it a very bustling and exciting social hub to hang out. I cannot see this. Okay, sorry. This is an official web account of Auriga Resorts.
Oh, sorry, Ming, you are muted. Oh, hello, Ming. Just a moment. You unmute. Please unmute yourself. We still haven't heard you.
明总，您的那个声音没有打开，在屏幕左下角有个麦克风的图标，你点它一下。还是没有。应该是你动一下鼠标的话，我这个是在，哎，
可以了吗？
可以了，可以了。
Okay. Sorry. No, sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, this page.
Media platforms. Okay. First one is Douyin, as the TikTok is quite popular in the US as well. And the second one is the Xiaohongshu. Xiaohongshu is both a social media and an e-commerce platform, focusing on cosmetics and fashion. Ma Fengwo is China people's favorite tour guide, something like your TripAdvisor. So for those in tourism industry, this is the ideal platform for social media marketing in China. So it will require a lot of investment if brands are determined to build a proper presence on all social media. WeChat and Weibo are absolutely necessary since brands would not be perceived as important and big if they are not available on these two most dominant platforms. But on the other hand, other niche social media would help brands reach the audience who are truly interested in related products and services. So the competition is less and the costs for marketing on these platforms are also more affordable. Content marketing. No matter which platform you choose to do your branding in Chinese social media, high quality content that users repost or share is the most important element. So if you refer to the content marketing in China, three important aspects should be considered. Firstly, you should attract a Chinese audience with the content which can stimulate their interest and drive the share intention. Secondly, you should create a customized content for your fans by the means of gathering people who stay in touch with the social culture. So the ideal is the combination of the entertainment and the storytelling to turn the content viral. The case here is Li Ziqi, and who have more than 1 million fans on YouTube. Li lives in a village in Sichuan province and really speaks to press. So for a worldwide audience in isolation, I think Li's do-it-yourself pastoral fantasies have become a reliable source of escape and comfort. Her videos are deeply soothing, and people say that's just something like a cooking class. But it's not just that. They reveal the intricacy, I think, intensity of the labor that goes into every single component of every single dish. So while also making the long solitary process of producing food seem meaningful and more worthwhile. So in isolation, when you are watching Li gathering the rose petals and ripe potatoes, you will catch yourself thinking, is this the sequence set in the past or in the future? Let's talk about the KOL marketing. The key opinion leaders play an important role in both Weibo and WeChat marketing. So they are bloggers, celebrities, authorities, or professionals in a certain industry that have a huge number of the followers or subscribers. So the social influence of KOLs is enormous. Their posts not only reach a large and loyal audiences, but also influence significantly the purchase decision of their fans. So to reach a Chinese customer, brands should not speak directly about themselves. Instead, they must lean on influencers and opinion leaders, I think, to do it for them in social media. With Chinese netizens' tendency to comment on or share everything they see online, so content can quickly go viral. We trust and seek the judgments of the experts. So this slide shows account of ours is the Celebrity Cruises. And it's a brand and a Royal Cruise Line. The brand is really new to Chinese customers. I think Malala's social media account, which attracted quite an amount of audience. And she is a Nobel Peace Prize winner, who is also the godmother of the shape of Ash of the Celebrity Cruise. It was inaugurated, the sale by the end of 2018. Crossover means the cooperation between two different industries, brands or products which can more easily draw customers' attention. The application of the crossover marketing will successfully enhance brands' awareness through two brands' joint promotion. This slide shows here is the Celebrity Cruises on American Express platforms to attract high net worth consumers. So no matter what, all co-marketing, I think, should be set up on the basis of win-win. So marketing by live platforms. Firstly, marketing by live platforms is a kind of event marketing, which can get more active social interactions resulting from news and advertising effects. It can more easily attract audience's attention. Secondly, it can accurately reflect the profile of users group. Users need to enter the live page at a specific time to watch the live videos. The limit of the broadcasting time helps to identify the users group with their loyalty, precisely analyzed. Thirdly, marketing by live stream allows brands to interact with the users in real time. So the biggest advantage of online video is that it's not only allow users to watch the videos, but also motivate them to make comments. So marketing via video is no more something new in branding. And from WeChat to Tianmao and Tmall, pages with videos not only get more clicks, but also get more business leads. This is a live stream by James Liang. He's the founder and CEO of C-Trip, who helped us to sell over more than 20 bookings within 30 seconds when he was doing the live streaming in the month of July. Website and SEO. In China, brands should see website not as a separate hub of information, but a part of the digital ecosystem that consumers would pass till they reach the buying stage. And China is a mobile-first country, so your website must be adapted for mobile usage. Additionally, integrating the websites that you create for China with WeChat or building a Chinese WeChat mini site will create a more seamless user experience. So at least your website should have a responsive function. So besides, when looking to build a Chinese websites, the content architecture, image choice, or user flow must be evaluated for Chinese audience. So Chinese marketing language is full of high contextual meaning. So when creating a website for China, it is important to keep in mind that the content should speak directly to your target customer. So you need to localize your content instead of translate the content, I think. So if you want your website to rank on China's search engines, your website must be hosted in China. To host your website in China, your Chinese website domain name should be managed by a Chinese register. Your organization must be registered in China, and you must apply for an ICP license. An ICP license is a permit issued by the Chinese Ministry of Industry and Information Technology that is mandatory for Chinese-based websites to operate in China. Our science and technology company has been representing Computer Modeling Group of Canada in China for more than 20 years. So we are selling computer modeling simulation software in China, applying for oil and gas exploration. Customers are limited to the 3 oil companies, PetroChina, Sinopec, and CNOOC. the audience are the engineers and the technicians of the oil companies. So we set up the website to learn CMG.cn, which is different from the brand.com, which is hosted in Calgary. From learning CMG.cn, our domain is in China, which is more accessible to our targeted customers. So similar to the United States, search engine optimization is one important pillar for your digital marketing plan. So considering that 80% of Chinese consumers conduct intensive searches online, that is search engines, social media, or e-commerce platforms. So to learn about the products and services being visible on Baidu is very critical to capture targeted traffic to your website and ultimately generate sales. So in China, Baidu holds the most market share. Some smaller vertical search engines like Google.cn and cater to a specific target group. Knowing which China search engine to invest in the right budget allocation, I think makes all the difference in your search return on investment. So in addition, an integrated search engine strategy combines both China search engine marketing, SEM, and China search engine optimization, SEO, is also important to your overall China search engine marketing return on investment. So a brand that wishes to put into effect a marketing strategy in China cannot simply mirror the same attractions that work in the United States, in Hawaii. Selling in China requires flexibility and capacity to adapt to a completely different online ecosystem. And moreover, it's also important to understand the strategic approaches to enter China market, meaning business need to assess the market and the competition for choosing appropriate entry options and initiatives. So that's come to the end of my presentation today. Mahalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mingyue. And I hope his introduction, his presentation paint a very general picture of the marketing landscape in China. And I think most of our audience have heard some of the tools and the rules he just mentioned. For example, because of the thanks to the trade war, you probably know WeChat and TikTok. But even for me, there are some other channels and methods that are new to me even. For example, Xiaohongshu or some of the KOLs and even other integrated marketing methods like how to do search engine optimization in China. And these are all very unique in China. So that's why his company is doing providing cultural insights in marketing. And I hope this provides more thoughts when you start your marketing campaign in China. And before we go with Adam Lee, and I think you have noticed that Mr. Ming gave us introduction to all the new marketing methods and tools, and he didn't mention traditional, TV programs or newspaper or, magazines. I think you have realized already that these traditional marketing tools and methods are out of date. And I believe, I'm not too young, but I believe if you still stick to those traditional marketing channels, well, I think it's very, very I'm not going to say you're bound to fail, but if you do not employ the newer technologies and tools, then it's going to be very difficult. And don't be daunted by these new things, because that's why we invite these all these speakers we invited. They have sound on the ground experiences in China. So they are the resources that you should approach to, to familiarize yourself with the Chinese market. And next speaker, Adam Lee, this a young talented man. He has been 7 years in integrated marketing, and his company, Skywalker Communications. Well, I like that name. Sounds very energetic, young, fancy, and must cater to the younger, consumers. And his company provides, integrated solutions for brand building, brand consultancy, program production, event planning and execution, public relationship, digital marketing, and big data analysis. So, and he himself, in the years in the company, has secured some of the long-term clients. Probably, I'm sure that you heard of these brands like Audi, like Mercedes-Benz, and probably if you are in the agricultural business, you have heard of COFCO, which is the third or fourth largest, world's fourth or fifth largest oil, food stuff and grains and cereal producer and trader. It's a Chinese company. And you probably also heard of one of the world's largest home appliance producer, Haier and Kasati. And well, besides these names in auto industry, in food industry, he is also experienced in a number of projects like Nike Running, Marianas Visiting Authority, and Red Bull. I think Red Bull is a soft drink brand. So he has a well balanced experience in strategy making, target audience analysis, and special interest group marketing. Now let's hear what he has to say to our audience. Now, please, Adam.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you everyone for your time. Today, I'm gonna represent Skywalker to give you a presentation on define your target. Previously, Flora shared that today's theme topic is the marketing and advertisement in China. And these two topics actually is a business that deals with people. So before you start making your marketing plan or advertising plan in China, you must know who are you speaking to and who are you selling your products to. So as Mr. Ming just shared, Chinese market has been changing rapidly these years, and the brand marketing approaches might be a little bit different from I can say probably 2 years ago. So it's very critical for you to understand what's happening in the market right now. So let's take a general look of the brand marketing in China. As you all know that the global market has been impacted heavily by the COVID-19, and brand marketing activities in 2020 in China have also been changed. But all these branding events and activities, they didn't stop, but they changed the direction. For example, most of the brand marketing activities in China this year, they tend to pursue more obvious sales results, which means more sales driven. And many brands, they favored channels directly linked to sales. For example, like Tmall and TikTok and Red, which provide functions that can link directly to e-commerce platforms. And another important point is that most brands, they cut their budget or reallocate their budget on marketing events in China due to the global business situation. So under such backgrounds, these brands, they act quickly online actually this year, and they tend to embrace more co-branding activities. For example, for many brands, they are not as rich as those notorious big brands such as Nike, Adidas, or other these brands with the small budget and their limited reputation, they can choose another short approach to make smart choices to market their products. And another point is that, as Ms. Ming just shared, that there are many marketing channels and methods in China this year, and more brands, they tend to leverage the integrated approaches. For example, they will not focus on just one platform or one approach. They tend to combine all the approaches together to make the union sound for the brand. And as you might know, that marketing can be made of many different parts. And the first part is that the advertisement. And the advertisement is going really different this year. And the trend is that the traditional advertisement is declining in China. For example, the investment in TV, print, and traditional audio cinema channels, they are declining. And the brands, they are also reduce their investment in the heavily produced materials. For example, like the big production TVC. Many brands, they do not do that kind of things anymore. And another thing is that the investment on traditional media outlets, for example, like CCTV or other satellite TV stations, they are also declining. And on the other hand, there are something that's happening. The brand investment on social platforms, they're increasing, both on short video platforms such as TikTok, Kuaishou, and live platforms such as Douyu, Huomao, etc. And the investment on influencer corporation, for example, which means the celebrity salesperson. Like Mr. Ming just shared, that many celebrities and the KOLs on the social platforms, actually this year, they are more and more trying to sell the products directly in their channels, which can be really attractive to the brands. And one last point is that the brands, they have more interest on platforms with e-commerce functions. Generally speaking, nowadays, the advertisement in China, they are showing a more down-to-earth tone, no longer the professional advertisement feel, but more telling the brand story via more close to your audience. And for the advertisement contents, they choose to create more creative storytelling by embedding the product information into some stories to make the consumer understand your story and your brand spirits more thoroughly. And another point is that some consumers might be uncomfortable with the traditional advertisements and tend to close the advertisements as soon as they see them. So nowadays, the brands, they tend to more like discuss their commercial information in the contents to influence the consumer step by step. And in the chart, you can see that the advertisement trend in China is really reducing, and the digital investment equals all the other channels together. And another part is the media. If you want to do market and advertisement, media is a must platform to try. And the media landscape in China is also changing rapidly. One point is that the traditional media, many of you might know that, like CCTV and other newspapers, magazines, for these traditional professional media outlets, they are now transferred public authority to traffic. For example, they are attracting the social traffic with their reputation. For example, many of the traditional media, they are opening their own accounts under new names on the social platforms such as TikTok, and to focus on one point to leverage their own professional to produce high qualified content. And these media outlets, they are also trying to develop sales opportunities to sell products related to their own professionals. And on the other hand, for example, like Ctrip and Mafengwo, for these big platforms that is known in the tourism industry, they tend to leverage their own reputation to gather resources. For example, right after the COVID-19 breakout, all these online travel agencies, they gather all the tourism authorities in China to join their campaign, and which is very welcomed in the market. In addition to the traditional media, there are also new media outlets emerging in the market. These media, they are born based on the expertise or interest on a certain topic, no matter it's beauty or food or sports. These media, they tend to focus on the vertical audience, different from the traditional media outlets that they tend to speak to the general mass public. These media, maybe they only have like tens of thousands of fans, or maybe just thousands of fans, but these fans are very loyalty to the media outlets, and they have a reputation among these niche audience. And on the other hand, besides media, there are also influencers. The influencers can include like the key opinion leaders, or just celebrities or entertainers, anyone. These kind of influencers, they tend to focus more on improving the production capability. For example, like maybe 5 years ago, the influencers can only share photos with their comments on their social platforms, such as Weibo, and at that time, the brands, they tend to pay for this kind of cooperation. They can only share the beautiful photos, and people can, but people nowadays, they do not satisfy with such kind of contents. So the influencers, they tend to filming more like vlogs and other product testing videos to make the consumers like understand the products or a service like from head to toe. And the influencers, they also transfer themselves to like professional salespersons using their own professional knowledge to sell the products. So in one word, the media nowadays in China, they are more commercial than ever. No matter it's traditional media or new media or the influencers, all the media, they also face the problem to survive, and they are joining the trend on social commercial. Another part is event. For many brands to market their new products, they used to like launch a fancy marketing events in the market. But this year, the trend is also changing. Due to the COVID-19, the traditional launch events has been reducing. For the existing brand events, for example, the big show for 25 summers, spring and summer of Louis Vuitton in Shanghai, like I think is this June, they are pursuing more eye-catching setup, and they are targeting the mass media exposure and buzz. No matter the feedback is good or bad, they are pursuing the maximum public discussion. And the activities, they tend to combine all kinds of performance and activities into one stage. And for the new immersive experience is a new attempt by some brands this year. For example, for the brands, for some newcomers in the market, they don't have so much budget to make fancy big events. They tend to design some comprehensive brand education into immersive experience for media and influencer or even consumers. these kind of events normally they don't have they don't have lots of crowds to be in their audience, maybe just 10 or 20 people to join the event. But from the beginning to the end, the event is providing everything the brand wants you to know, to make you understand the brand, to understand the technology, to understand the service. So this kind of experience, they are targeting more to their core and vertical audience instead of the mass public. So then we move on to the topic that who are you speaking to? For example, you all know that the China is really big market, and we have so many consumers, and the transaction number can be so big. For example, in the 2020 Tmall Double 11 sales holiday, there are like 800 million consumers joined the sale, and over like 75 billion US dollar transaction has been made. And these are very giant number, but are these numbers really like meaningful to you guys, to the business partners in Hawaii? Maybe not. For example, in 2020, there are over 50% of the general consumers who join the shopping holiday based from third-tier cities and below. Which means that the first-tier cities and the second-tier cities who tend to pay more money to qualified service and products only takes not half of the overall consumers. And the consuming industry is also imbalanced. For example, in this Double 11 sales holiday, the top 10 selling industries, as I show here, the leading ones are the beauty and women's clothing, and then the computer, communications, and consumers. These three categories, the overall transactions numbers can be equal to all the other industries together. So the big numbers doesn't mean everything. The products you own might not join the big trend of the online sales, but that does not mean that you don't have the opportunity. For example, nowadays, the consumers in China, they are making the shopping decisions they are making is influenced by many factors. But with so many sounds in the market, for example, the media recommendation, the advertisement, your own official websites, with all these opinions in the market, why consumers should listen and whose opinions should they follow? And here I make an example. For nowadays, especially for the young consumers, here, the friend's recommendation might be still the first choice to influence their shopping decisions. For example, I have a small running WeChat group. We are some close friends in the group, and we are all runners. And every day we are talking to shop different kind of things, whether it's clothes or shoes or flights or trips. And because we trust each other, and we tend to trust more of the opinions of our close friends. And the second is the KOL introduction. For example, here's an example that KOL are posting a vlog of his lose weight experience. Actually, is a commercial by Keep online training platform, but the vlog is made under after 2 months experience, and he actually lose like 5 kilos. And such in-depth introduction can also be influential to consumers. And then the third may be the media opinion. As you know, the media, as I just said, that the media are more commercial than ever. So many media contents, they are more like the traditional advertisement. So the consumers nowadays, they tend to like skeptical to the editorials or advertorials contents on the media platforms. But as I just said, that the vertical media channels, they still have some reputation and influence in among certain targets. So their opinion can also be considered. And then comes the official advertisements. People can see them everywhere, and people do not believe them everywhere. So the official advertisements, maybe nowadays the function is more like to try to make people know you. And then after all these opinions, the consumer may become the user of your product. And then the next step, the user might become loyalty to your brand. But talking about the consumers in China also is very differentiated in China. Just like I just said that in the Double 11, like over half of the general consumers come from the third-tier city. And maybe the consumer preference on the products might vary between industries, but the general needs of mass public differ to those of the middle class, which might be the more valuable consumers to you guys. For example, for the mass public, they might pursue like the necessity, price, durability, and practicability of the product. They are more like thinking about cost-effective things when they are making shopping. So that's why they tend to buy things during Double 11, because during lifetime, no matter how complicated the rules are, they can get the products they want or products they might not made the decision to buy during the whole year, and they can get a discount during this time. And on the other hand, for example, for the middle class, these kind of consumers, they try to pursue like quality, like experience, service, and even vanity for their shopping behaviors. So these are very different preferences for the consumers. So that's why you must know that which kind of consumer you are talking to. Your target decides your approaches. And who to target. For example, that Hawaii is quite well known in China, both for tourism and for the image and for the agriculture products. But those are very general understanding. Here I will share two case studies from our work, which can be considerable to you guys. The first one is Rebel. The Rebel is the global one, the one with the blue and silver can. And as you might know that Rebel is the pioneer in extreme sports marketing and owns many sports teams around the globe. But in China, due to some historical reasons, the brand authorization conflicts and the fierce competition, actually the global Rebel is doing tough days in China. And since it's entering in China in 2014, it's still sharing a very marginal market share in the energy drinks market. And on the other hand, as is 100% imported from Austria, the price is very high, like almost $2 more than other similar products. And so under such circumstance, the China market to Rebel is still an emerging market. And we only own a very, very limited marketing budget to do the product promotions and activities. So that decides that we cannot do the massive production like what we do for Audi or Nike running like we did. But on the other hand, we can leverage our global athletes and video assets. And we can leverage the Rebel's reputation in certain playgrounds. For example, breaking dance, BMX, surfing, and winter sports, etc. Because these playgrounds, the consumers, they tend to like search contents all over the internet. Maybe even they can have they can have the access to the YouTube or Twitter. They can know what the brands are doing internationally, and they can follow the pro athletes and superstars and see what new creative contents they are making. So with these loyal friends, we have a reputation in these certain playgrounds. And our price and the design is also very different from the local Red Bull China product, which can be more like premium. And for example, like there are people buying coffee in the in small shops, and there are people buying coffee always to Starbucks or even more like boutique coffee shops. So leverage this consumer thoughts. What we're doing in China is to cultivate the vertical friends. For example, we are hosting breaking dance competitions. We are hosting the fans meeting for Formula One driver teams, and we are doing activities in some nightclubs which have like which might have like great DJ performance, and we are doing a cooperation with snow ski clubs to grab these vertical consumers who might know our products and who might be more open to the brand spirit we are speaking. So this one is the example for a major brand with many budget in the market. And another example is Hoka 11. It's a emerging running shoe brand, and this brand, different from Red Bull, is like a minor brand with minor budget. As the brand is new to the market, it also have a margin market share, and it has a very limited budget for marketing. And the marketing team in China is also very small, and they are facing the fierce competition from the global running brands and the local running brands. And most important, in 2020, all of the marathon races and the trail run races have been canceled, which means that the consumers, the runners, they don't have the momentum to buy the running products. So under such a background, Hoka, what's the opportunity for Hoka? For example, Hoka share a very good reputation among runners, especially the trail run runners who gonna run the mountains for the technology and running experience. And by the middle 2020, the auto travel ban has been lifted in China, and runners can again run into the mountains. And some of the races, maybe they are still they are reduced in scale, but they are still hosting. So under such circumstance, Hoka 11, we create interaction scene with consumers. For example, we co-op with running crews in many cities, and we are providing the shoes instead of money. For the money, if you pay money to the running crews or to the influencers, they're gonna become commercial, and they're gonna copy your technology or experience, like very, very official. But by providing shoes to the crews and create running activities, we are creating the opportunities for consumers to experience your product directly. Maybe they don't know, or they don't trust your product previous. But after these interactions, they are getting to know your products step by step, and then they are becoming your potential fans. So understand your strengths, and then you can find who will treasure them. And those who treasure them will be your target. And I choose 3 industries for Hawaii to discuss. The first one is tourism. Like as a tourist, as a destination, Hawaii has been marketed in China for many years as an island destination. But actually, Hawaii is definitely not an island destination. It is granted with rich diversity of nature to explore, and and it owns many features that other island destinations that does not own. And on the other hand, that the island destination is facing very fierce competition in China. For example, the China consumers, they have like dozens of islands which can be more cost effective and more convenient to just enjoy the beach and the ocean. So that's definitely not our outcome. But for the travelers who can treasure the uniqueness of Hawaii, the outdoor resources and the thrilling experiences can be the opportunity. So for the tourism, our eyesight should forget about normal island destination. The other islands like Maldives, like Tahiti, like Greece, they are not our competitor. Our competitor should lie with like the giant continent, such as the US mainland or the Australia. So we can doing like surfing education travel or culture and art travel or even eco adventure travel, etc. And the second industry is sports. Unlike other places with sports events, Hawaii is the birthplace of multiple sports activities, such as surfing and the triathlon. So it's definitely the once in a lifetime place to check to fulfill the sports dream, no matter it's a pro athlete or an amateur athlete. The pilgrim trip to the origin of the sports is definitely a dream trip for everyone. For example, Boston is very known among marathon runners. Then Kona in Hawaii is the same place for triathlon lovers. So triathlon experience trips and sailing experience trips, or even surfing and SUP education trips can be an opportunity to grab these return visits. And the third will be the agriculture products. As a high value import agriculture products and high price and limited supply capacity, actually our products from Hawaii can target premium market, maybe a better choice to attract those who pursue in qualified lifestyle and attitude. Like coffee and honey and other fruits from Hawaii does not just the products. They stand for a Hawaii lifestyle and a premium attitude. For example, you can provide ingredients for premium products, and you can develop direct sales in related retails. And on the other hand, you can try some highly relevant co-branding. For example, like Hawaii themed fruit milk tea, something like that. But what's important is that to keep the premium feature of the Hawaii product instead of like competing in price and numbers like other products like maybe come from other destinations or maybe come from China domestic provinces. So in conclusion, know your products and know your strengths and know your features as the first step, and to define the category and trend you are taking. And then you can know the consumers maybe by talking or by research to verify the direction if it's correct. And then you can target on your unique selling point to market the unique selling point instead of like pursuing the big numbers or the like beautiful results, but instead try to grab the niche market, grab your like the small group people to cultivate them into your loyal fans. So that's all the presentation. Maybe the source just shared can be useful for you guys. Mahalo.
Hello. Well, hi. Well, thanks to our speakers, and well, I'm very happy that they both again they provided very solid, useful, educational contents, and even I learned quite a lot. And I know that marketing has been a big thing in every country. And I learned today that from Adam that even there is a marketing bar education. You know, this is something that, well, I think if I buy something, and I certainly, you know, fall into the category that has been already educated, right? All right, now let's come to the question and answer session. And I noticed that we have some questions already. And the first question is by Michelle Yamaguchi. This name sounds familiar. You know, probably you asked the questions before. And it's regarding the importance or the status of women in the household, whether they make decisions, whether they influence any decisions in purchasing. Well, before our speakers, I I can say something. We have a rule in my family, in my house, that I make decisions on big things. My wife makes decisions on small things. The thing is that in my family, we do not have big things. We all have these small things. So everything from, buying for vegetable or for daily grocers and for even buying a house, buying a car. You know, my wife just went to last Christmas. She just went out to buy a new car. That's my family, but I can say that probably women in China have higher status in decision making when it comes to shopping. But whether our speakers they agree with me, now let me hand over the microphone to them. Okay, who would like to say? Ming, Mr. Ming is nodding, so please you go ahead first.
I think in general, I should say the judgment is I should say yes. But China is a country, I think, in the world is one of the few countries taking lead in saying goodbye to the society of man-hunted, women gathered. Because since the 1949, after liberation, Communist Party taking the power, we have a slogan that's about women could hold up half the sky. So since then, I think the sexual division of labor was fundamentally different, likely more equitable. So in China, especially for time being, I think I should say women play a very important role. To a large percentage, they are the decision maker in making purchase or something. Maybe it's different from generation, maybe Generation X, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z have different scenario. But for the generation of mine, I mean Generation X, for purchasing, I think women they are the decision maker.
Yeah, I totally agree. And actually, the women, they tend to, the shopping behavior for female and male consumers are different. And the female consumers, they tend to spend more time on study the shopping rules and the discount rules provided by the shop by the seller or by the brand. So this kind of interesting. But for the male consumers, they are quite the decision maker for some certain kind of products. For example, for cars, for the digital for digital products and other things. The shopping behavior, the action comes from male consumers might be more quickly, but the women consumers, they might thinking more before they making the final decision. So that might be the difference.
All right. I don't know whether that answers your question. If you are still not satisfied, you can still, key in your question in the Q&A chat box. And I know, okay, thank you, Michelle said. I know that there is another question by Lena, but she did not write it down. Probably, I do not know, Tim, can you just let her say in the microphone or?
Yes, Lina, can you hear us? You can say that you can ask your questions directly and unmute yourself. Thank you. Okay, maybe he's not here.
There's a question here.
Yeah, Michelle raised another question. Are most women in the family also in the workforce? Well, sure. You know, I do not have the figures, but maybe the workforce is composed half by half men, women. And I don't know whether our speakers, you have the data.
If you want to know data, we can later share with Flora, and maybe Flora can share with you guys. But the situation might be a little bit different from what's in the United States, and women in China, they work. Yeah. And a very important part that for the 80s and the 90s, the consumers, the women, they are definitely still working, and many of them, they are still single. And these kind of girls, they tend to pay a lot to pleasant themselves. So that can be another opportunity. Yeah.
Yes. Well, definitely women work, and probably they make up above the half of the workforce. That's no doubt. And my wife used to, for years, she she had a higher salary than myself. Mr. Ming, you want to add something or no?
Oh, I think just in general, especially when we are in the digital world, I think the sexual division of labor and workforce is fundamentally, I think, equitable. So, which give a lot of ways for women to make a decision.
Okay. It seems we don't have any questions from the Q&A box. Anybody who has question, you want to speak, and then we can we can turn on your microphone and speak directly. Okay, Tim, it seems no more questions.
Yes.
And all right, before you go, I just want to, well, mention that our next, let me see. Now, next webinar will be on, oh, okay, it's here, December the 17th. And well, the topic is getting more excited into the depths and, you know, practicality. And it's on e-commerce. You know, we come a long way, you know, from session one, we started to say, you know, talk about the business situations, environment, and legal and business prospects and changes and everything. And the next time we will come to, at last, the topic of e-commerce. And we invited someone who has been in this e-commerce field for many years again. And so welcome our friends to register for the next time on the DBED website. And we are looking forward to see you. And of course, I myself, again, is excited to listen to what's new development with the e-commerce landscape. So thank you again for your time. And we hope that we can see you next time. And thanks to our speakers for your time and the preparation, and for your wonderful presentations. Thank you. Have a good day and good night, good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Hello, mahalo.